Fellow South Africans, my name is Curt van Heerden, anti-drug activist within ActionSA. South Africa, we are experiencing a crisis that affects us all, regardless of race, class, or creed. Drug addiction is a serious pandemic that threatens to destroy our youth, our families, and our communities, leaving our loved ones enslaved to the next fix. Our families are in constant trauma, our communities are in despair, and our nation is seeking for solutions. We are left as a nation with more questions than what we have answers. Amidst the search of healing the addicted addict, seeking ways to create jobs for the recovering addict, establishing ongoing family programs and community building initiatives, we must never stop believing. Together, we have the power to make a difference. Let us stand together and take action as we embark on a month-long journey of amplified activism and advocacy. We can do it together. With me here today to give us the marching orders is Dereleen James. Allow me to introduce to you who she is, not only as an ActionSA Team Fix-It member for substance abuse, but as a person who is a force to be reckoned with in the fight against drug addiction. This fierce and fearless woman has dedicated her life to helping others break free from the grip of substance abuse. With unwavering determination and unrelenting passion, she confronts the darkness of addiction head-on, shining a light of hope for those struggling in addiction. Her bold approach and unapologetic stance have made her a beacon of inspiration for many. She challenges the status quo, demands change, and supports those who need it the most. Her strength lies not only in her unwavering conviction, but also in her empathy and compassion for those affected by addiction. Through her tireless efforts, she is redefining the face of drug activism, showing the world that one person can make a difference. Her fearlessness is contagious, inspiring others to join the fight against drug addiction. Dereleen James is a true champion of hope, a shining example of the impact one person can have when they refuse to back down in the face of adversity.
Pastor Curt, thank you for that heartfelt introduction. South Africa has heard you, and on behalf of the many lives you've impacted, allow me to say thank you. Today marks 11 years into my journey of advocating for mothers, families, communities. And as I was preparing for this morning's address, I was thinking, what do I say that hasn't been said before? Do I reference the National Drug Master Plan, the Prevention and Treatment of Substance Abuse Act 70 of 2008, the Children's Act 38 of 2005, and I decided against being politically correct and the technical approach. Since we as South Africans love stories, allow me to take you back to a story that is still unfolding in my community and many other communities across South Africa. April 2013. Dear Dad, Mr. President, I am addressing you in this manner as I need you to hear our cry as a dad and not as a president. You seem to have missed our first plea that was published in the Sowetan on the 8th of April, the Citizen the 8th of April, the Sowetan the 9th of April, the Eldorado Park Urban on the 10th of April, Kwela Express the 19th of April, and the Times also in April. But that's okay. I will press on until you read about us, the forgotten community of Eldorado Park, and many others. The purpose of this letter is to inform you of the critical and dying state our children are in. We need you to help us mothers save our children. A wave of drugs has swept over our community and has taken over our lives, killing our children by the day. Children as young as 8 are addicted to drugs, boys and girls. We no longer get together to boast about the achievements of our children, but rather to share our lives of living hell and despair. 2 weeks ago, my son turned 17. He has been using for almost 3 years now. He weighs 37 kilograms, and according to the doctors, his life is in danger. I see him every day, but I dearly miss the child that I gave birth to. Allow me to share with you the life of an Eldorado Park, Reiger Park, Westbury, Rivoli, Cape Flats mom of a family who lives with an addict. Mum, age 67. I've withdrawn myself from society. I can no longer cope. I live like a prisoner. My son climbs through the trap door to break into his own home. I'm forced to give him all my money just so that I can have peace. I can't buy groceries. He steals the meat and sells it for drugs. I keep my purse in my panties and I lock my room's door just in case he becomes violent. Just last night, he stole his sister's television and bedding. As you can see, Dee, my lounge cabinet is empty. He has stolen everything. I wish he can die or I have the courage to end my life. I wonder if God will forgive me if I pray before I do it. There's just no end to it. No one cares. There's no hope, she sobs bitterly. Do you think there's hope, Dee? She asks me. A mum from Extension 6, daughter 17. I hate this child. She climbed through the window this morning to steal from me. I don't want her anywhere close to me. I can't anymore. She's better off dead. Daughter shows me her wound. Her mum stabbed her, as when her mum stabbed her. She complains about a sore in her nose caused by the sniffing and asks me to help her. I spoke in faith and told her that help is coming. Mum, my son is 19. He now has epilepsy as a result of the drugs. I have to pay 1,000 rand a month for his meds. I'm a single mum with 3 kids, sister of an addict. I had to phone my dad to open up my room door this morning and walk me to the car. Last night, my 18-year-old brother fought with me. He refused. I refused to give him a 2 rand. He then locked me in my room with a wire hanger. He steals from us daily to support his habit. Dad, the term future generation is non-existent, meaningless to us. Sending our children to school is like sending them to the lion's den. Drug peddlers parade and sell daily to our kids. Our children in turn sell for them to get a free gauge or 2. Our community is flooded with lolly lounges. The merchants lure our young girls to these houses and pays them 100 rand to keep the men entertained. They soon introduce them to other drugs. The men then sleep with them and pay them. They make up to 4,000 rand a week. Eventually, they get their drugs free as they keep the clients happy. I was shocked to hear the response of a 16-year-old HIV-positive girl when I asked her, my baby, why do you sleep around knowing that you are HIV positive? Her response, Auntie, it's payback time. Our children feel trapped, and once they spiral downward in a whirlwind of addiction, they eventually become suicidal. How sad. Just this week, my friends went looking for a 13-year-old girl who is caught up in addiction. She now sleeps at the dump in Extension 2 and is pregnant. Dad, what you have read about is only the tip of an iceberg. We need to bring back the old value system. My child is your child. Ladies and gentlemen, 11 years later, this remains the reality. Back then, I called on the first citizen of this country. Today, as we journey towards the 26th of June, International Day Against Drug Addiction and Illicit Drug Trafficking, I call on you, the ordinary citizens of this country. A call to action to all ActionSA structures, media, faith-based organizations, NGOs, South Africans directly or indirectly affected by the scourge and dire consequences of drug abuse and misuse. Let us educate ourselves and our loved ones about the effects of drug abuse and misuse. Let us support those battling with drug addiction by breaking the silence and the stigma. Let us speak out. Let us advocate for accessible access into treatment. Let us work together to build a safer, a healthier, a more compassionate society through the comprehensive implementation of the National Drug Master Plan. Throughout the month of June, let's wear a yellow ribbon as a symbol of hope and recovery, a symbol that reflects the pain we share and the possibility of a healed and restored nation. I'm Dereleen James, and through my son's addiction, I found my passion and purpose in life, and that is to serve you, South Africa, through ActionSA, because only action will address drug addiction in South Africa. I thank you.